performance efficiency. Okay, when we say performance efficiency, it is very, very important, So if you might have noticed, if I want to open AWS, sorry, the Amazon.com, let's imagine I open Amazon.com. Okay, if I open Amazon.com, within no seconds, it will basically open the whole website is open in front of me within just a couple of seconds. And even for some people, it opens up within within 1 second of time. That shows the performance. That shows how good your application is, right? Because if it doesn't take time, it means your application is high performing. Now, this high performance depends on your solution, depends on your AWS solution. You know how? Let's imagine that you are using EC2 machine to keep your website and RDS for database. So when people are accessing website is bringing the data from RDS, because RDS is a database which keeps all the data. So it is sending all the requests to RDS. Let's say if I am searching for my friend, let's say if I'm searching for my friend information will be picked up from RDS and will be shown to me. Okay, so it will follow a route that my request to search a friend will go to my website, and then from this website it will go to RDS, and RDS will give my friend's information, and finally I can see my friend's information on my website. Okay, that happens, right? When you access facebook.com and when you search your friend's name on the top, your friend's profile loads. It's because when you search your friend's information, the request goes to RDS. RDS is a database. It picks up the detail and show it on your screen. But now over here, if you search again, the same route will be followed. But you want to improvise this performance because it's a very traditional way of showing the information or dealing with the data. You can introduce elastic cache. Okay, to improvise the performance, you can use elastic cache. Now, what will have that when you use elastic cache, this will improvise your performance of your solution, because your website will not search in the database again. It will search in the cache and will respond. So performance efficiency is certainly important because it will improvise the speed of your whole system or whole solution. So first one is use of elastic cache. Second one is that use of CloudFront. So now another thing is the CloudFront. So if you want to improvise your performance of your solution, then use the CloudFront. So over here, so how can we improvise our performance? We can improvise our performance with the help of Elastic Cache and the CloudFront. So we can, whenever we want to improvise the performance, make sure you take this name of CloudFront and Elastic Cache. Okay. After that, we have we have the cost optimization. So when we say cost optimization, right? Increasing security, increasing reliability, and improvising on performance should not impact your cost a lot. So whenever you suggest anything, let's say that you are suggesting Elastic Cache, okay, you're suggesting Elastic Cache to improvise the performance, okay? When you want to do this, because that's what we discussed over here, that to improvise performance, we can suggest Elastic Cache or we can suggest the CloudFront, but both solutions have cost implication. Whether we are working for project and we have to look at the project budget, whether the project can afford those to improvise, which we have suggested for performance improvisation, whether our project can afford that or not. So that is why we always should calculate that whatever solution we propose, okay, that solution should not be very pricey. It should not be expensive to the project, and that's what we should look at. And how will you look at it? Every cloud engineer or the cloud architect, he always uses this thing. Let me show you. There is something called as AWS calculator, AWS pricing calculator. So this is something which you have to always use. So whatever components you are using, let's say you are having 2 EC2 instances, 1 RDS, you can search your service over here and you can calculate the pricing. So this will actually make you a very good cloud architect or cloud engineer, because you are taking care of the cost as well. Now you can use hundred of services which AWS offers, but it is not possible for the project, to pay, whether it's a big organization, but every project has some budget associated with it. So it is not very easy for everyone, or for every project to have every services in place. So that's why make sure that you are always calculating the cost. Let's say that your solution has RDS. Okay. So RDS is a database. Every solution will have RDS, certainly, right? So let's say that because it's a database and you cannot even imagine any single application without database, right? So when you basically go and check the RDS pricing, so over here you can see that we have the RDS pricing for SQL Server, and we have the RDS pricing for maybe Aurora. So I can type Aurora over here. Okay. So we have it here. And now if I click on configure, it will tell me that if I use Aurora, okay, so it will cost me 189 USD per month. Okay. Now, if I look at the RDS for SQL Server, which is the counterpart, and if I see this, its pricing, it is how much? Let me just see it for a month. Just a second, I have to select the smaller one. Yeah, so if I select this one, not this one, I think. 1 second. So we have to see the size of the database as well. So over here, if you see the size, so the size is DB large. Okay, this one, and it is costing me 189. But if I go back and check the same DB pricing over here for Aurora for SQL Server, and I just paste it over here and see the pricing. Oh, we don't have it. Okay, just a second. If we have it this. Yeah, so you can see that it is costing you much more than that, 1512. Okay, maybe because we are not choosing the right database node size, that's why it is giving us more cost. So you can do this, you can do this comparison with this, like with multiple services, and you will suggest what is more cost, effective. So you have to make sure that your solution, whatever solution you suggest, that has better cost. Okay, and it should not be very pricey for a project. Operational excellence. This is something which is very important, guys. What does it mean? That whenever your solution is created, right, at that point of time your solution is working, there is a maintenance cost associated with it. So you have to calculate the maintenance cost as well, that how many engineers you have to hire. Let's say that you have designed a very complex solution and you need 4 engineers, okay, to manage that. And probably you can design a simple solution and that will require only 2 engineers to manage. So the maintenance cost, if you look at for 4 engineers or 2 engineers, you will find that 4 engineers maintenance cost is much more than 2 engineers. So that's why you should always look at the operational excellence, that operation cost after once the solution is deployed, and once the solution is out there, uh, and you have started using, you have to make sure that your solution should not have the cost implication afterwards. Okay, so these are the 5 factors you should look at: security, reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, and operational excellence.